So this is Chapter 4, Two Sailors! And in the chapter, we are going to meet two sailors. Again, names aren't that creative. So it's nighttime. You know, they had to climb down a mountain. It took a while. And Raven's like, we can't get there in one day. There's a side quest first. It's not really a side quest. Oh, and notice Lord Lundgren is brought up. Lynn used to be a knight of Caitlin, but she's not right now. Notice also here, river wasn't dried up last time I was here. That's pretty strange. They're so credulous. Aw, Nina and Priscilla are so cute. They go off to the west, and Ellawood goes to the east. And next mission we get to Hawk Company BT Debs, as they're saying. And they talk to Otsumi too, the tactician. So the party has all split up to look for a campsite. Notice. I kept meaning to reduce the vision distance on this map. Basically, Raven has such a high vision distance that you can just see everything. I kept... Maybe a lower number gives you more vision, because I put it at like 2. And yet you can still see the entire gosh darn map. Look at this thing. Okay, why is the camera over here right now? I can't even... Sometimes the camera goes shitty. But anyway, the river flooded! It was a trap! It's a trap! So, our characters are now split up. And meanwhile, in the village, it's Dart and Geitz. I actually do like Dart. Geitz, I never really liked him as a character, but then when I was thinking of who should be Dart's sailor buddy, he was the one who seemed to make the most sense. But I actually like him a lot in this hack. His personality kind of cracks me up. Dart is like swashbuckling and completely fearless, and Geitz is like, what are you doing? He's the terrified one. He's like a worrywart. He constantly and he feels bad. He like is all like, I don't care, but then he feels guilty and helps Dart. Dart kind of just talks him into doing things. See, but deep down, he cares. He just covers it up with his endless flailiness. So now Dart has come over to chat with Lynn. And he's going to join the party. He's from the Davros, but the Davros are not pirates in this hack, they're merchants. Because it just didn't make sense for them in the plot to be pirates, like given the relationship they had with everything and, you know, what they're doing here. It made more sense than to be merchants. So, they're resting here right now, and their ship's in dry dock elsewhere. But they want to protect the villagers, because the villagers have always been kind to them. The advice Dart is giving here to hit the switch to reverse the trap, you'll see that I don't take that advice. That's because I could not get the map change undo to work properly. You also notice there's a lot of cursor flashes that are not on the right spot here. Apparently I never got around to editing that. So they both start as part of the party. Originally Geitz had to be recruited, but that ended up being really annoying to do. Also, apparently I took the text for that village out and never put it back in. Huh. Oops. Keep in mind that this is the beta version, so it's only mostly complete. So, but anyway, see this bit here? See, yeah, this flooded. This wasn't a river before. This was dry land. The original intent of the chapter is that Dart goes over here to this little fortress and reverses the trap. Unfortunately, the reverse map change, it was working in a previous version, but then it stopped at some point, and I was never able to solve that problem. And you can beat the chapter without solving it, so I was like, you know, I think I'll release the beta as is. I can fix it if I ever figure out how. You know, I just really wanted to get it released and stuff. So you can still beat the chapter. Oops, I forgot that guy was there. But you cannot get Nino and Priscilla across the river. They're the only ones who can't cross. What you need to do is have Lynn, Raven, or Dart rescue them. Notice that these guys are not very high in level. Train them! Get them some levels. And you will not regret it, because they are very useful. I'm actually a person who doesn't usually use axe fighters. I'm not that into them as a weapon type. But this hack actually has a surprising amount. You get 3 axe fighters all told. So, yeah, I don't know why I did that. I'm not even that into it. But you get them. You have them. You may be worried about the village here. Nothing in the hack actually has the attack village's AI. or that's not actually true. Nothing in this chapter has it. In the hack, things have it. But in any case, in this chapter, you really can't get to the village quickly enough. I recommend not having Priscilla go out in front of Nino, because then you'll get boxed in very quickly. Yet, Elwood is going to keep moving over, because I actually want him to get across the river. Meanwhile, Guides comes back and equips his hand axe. So if somebody attacks, he can fight him. Elwood is killing dudes, so is Raven. I feel like I'm doing an LP when I never have enough to say. But you also see in this chapter the problem of the big-ass maps, which is basically that I have a tendency to make maps far larger than they need to be. In every context, nice level up Nino, in which I have to make maps. So, when I make maps for D&D, maps for this, anytime I have to draw a map for any reason, you will see this problem appear. I have no idea why, I just apparently have a deep desire to draw enormous maps. So, yeah, and you see Lord Lundgren, he's apparently not that nice of a dude, he doesn't care about bandit attacks. You'll also notice that this hack plot is not that different from that of the canon. I'm not saying it's a particularly creative plot or anything, but I think it's fun, which, you know, was the idea. It's just fun. Yeah, so you see that there's this whole area here, you never go up there, no point in going down here. The only real reason for the thing to be this as big as it is because the party gets split up. But since, with such a small party, here's the boss, but with such a small party, it's kind of a waste to have such a big map, but, you know, it is what it is. This is actually a little backstory, but this actually used to be even larger. I actually trimmed the chapter map to make it fit I didn't cut anything out, but I just kind of trimmed the edges so it wouldn't be so darn huge. So yeah, this used to be even more ridiculous. I hear the victory music now. You also notice some shops here. These are the last we're going to see for a while, so you should use them. Because otherwise you start running out of swords and stuff, and, you know, it's a problem. Grabbing next to a hand axe doesn't hurt either. I have thought in retrospect, maybe I should have made themselves lances, because in the next chapter, spoiler alert, we're going to get some lance fighters, and they can run out of lances fairly easy. You know, you're going to want to level them up, and I did reduce the enemy spam in that chapter a little. I also think it's worthwhile to buy, you can buy an extra heal staff for Priscilla, if you want. It doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm an inveterate heal grinder, of course, so, you know, naturally I'd say that, but just my suggestion. Might as well have him take, and then Dart can grab her next turn. That way Raven doesn't have to walk into the river. Not much else to do here, I guess. I'll have Guy start the shopping. So first of all, we're short a hand axe. An extra iron axe won't hurt. I think we can still fit a sword. We're going to want a few more swords as well. As you can see, Elwood's sword, about halfway, almost done. Not done yet. But we're going to want more. So I bet you can't rescue and walk places in one turn. So let's have Guides start walking back this way to drop off some of the loot he just bought. How much money do I still have? I still got 4,000. This is what I'm saying. You're not going to run out of money in this game, so shop till you drop. Plus, you're going to get more money next chapter. Well, not next chapter, the chapter after. So again, money. It's not really a concern in the hack. But then again, the hack was not intended to be particularly difficult. So, you know, it's like, it's fairly light in substance. Drop Nino, Priscilla rather, and he drops Nino. We don't need another fire. Let me say, how about 2 extra swords? The other thing is you don't want to buy too many items just because you'll run out of space to carry them. Since you have a limited number of characters here, you know. And you don't get a merchant. So that is one thing, especially since there'll be more treasure. Well, I guess I can't say no to speed for Priscilla, but she's had some shit level ups. God. I plan to have Raven go and do the shopping after I take some stuff out of his inventory. just because he walks the furthest. We don't want to sell. Normally, in all honesty, I normally just sell all the berries. I'm not, because I have learned from playtesting this in the past, that's not a good idea. You're going to need them. You are really going to need them. Which, you can buy more in the second to the last level, but if you already have them, why buy them? So, 2 more swords, and that will give us a spare for everyone. You'll see that I'm kind of taking forever to run everyone up to I kind of like to have everyone, you know, clustered around the boss area. It's just how I am. That way I can have anyone attack as needed. Guides. Does this guy have a ranged attack? Yes, he does. But I don't think he'll die in 1 hit, so might as well just... That didn't work. Well, let's do a little healing. Yes, Guides, he is really shitty at first. I will say this. He just... At level 2... And I adjusted his base stats to be, you know, not pre-promote levels. But he is shit. But if you train him, he actually gets really good. So, train him. It's worth it, I swear. It looks like probably because Dart either has less luck or less... Yeah, he has less luck. He could potentially get critical, which we don't want. You also notice I'm not attacking him head-on. He has a steel axe, so that would probably kill Guides. You know what? Why the hell not? Such small odds of actually hitting him. Yay! More strength, no speed. This is the weirdest thing. Good! And this means Guides gets a level. He needs a little help. Guides. Only H... Are you kidding me? That... Guides. You goddamn waste of experience. So this is an example of the Fire Emblem thing of just sort of random dudes joining the party. They have nothing really to do with the story. They're just... They come in handy later, though, because later they need a boat. But, you know, they're just dudes who hate bandits also, and they're like, you know what? We'll come along. Dart is like, you know, it sounds like a fun adventure, and I also want to stop bandits from hurting these people. He's about to say this anyway. And Guides is not so eager. But yeah, this is basically just a filler chapter, I guess. It's a side quest. But I actually do like this chapter. It doesn't necessarily work that well in practice, but I like the idea of kind of making a split the party chapter with kind of a thing you have to disarm. It tells you how to do it, so it's not like it requires any cleverness, but I thought it was kind of neat. I really like the map change effect. I think it looks nice. I wanted to have at least 1 chapter take place at night, because, you know, it seemed kind of scenic. Why not? And it's basically just a cute little side quest chapter. Nothing too heavy, and just Dart and Guides being funny. I actually really love Dart and Guides. You know, I find their character dynamic very entertaining and kind of sweet. I really love them as just like bros. They're just epic bros. So, yeah, and here, see, this is where Lynn's talking a little about, you know, the perspective of the mercenaries, where she's like, you know, this is their livelihood, and Ellawood is like, they're getting money by hurting people, and she's like, they're not evil. They're not like just hurting people for fun. They're just trying to survive. They need to feed themselves. So it's like, and I think they're both right, honestly. I mean, what they're doing is wrong, but they are also trying to survive, so it's not like they're just, you know, just, oh, those guys are awful. It's like, they're also, you can sympathize with all of them. I don't know, I feel that way. But this is where she talks about how you should be a knight, and Ella is like, hey, so why'd you stop being a knight? And she's like, shut down. She is not going to talk about that. And then he's talking to the tactician here. He's thinking about stuff, and, you know. But, yeah, so this is sort of an ongoing theme where Lynn does not like to talk about her past. She will eventually, but it's sort of her overall characterization is somewhat reserved and holding back a little. There is a backstory reason. So that's the side quest. In the next chapter, we get back to the plot. And 2 more characters join who I adore. So let's get on with that.